Can we get into golf talk about like his journey?
Yeah, I would love to get into that. I know, obviously, we first got to know you in December when we were down in the Bahamas at Abaco.
That was a great trip.
Filming. Vibes were insanely high. We talked about it a ton on the trip. How'd you get hooked up with the Good Crew originally and kind of get into the content game?
Well, I had just lost status on Latin America tour, and I'm just f***ed off by golf at that point. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I've just lost status. Even if I wanted to do Q School, it's not going to be for several months later. I've had this YouTube thing in my back pocket, so why don't we just go full bore into YouTube for a while? And I'm like, I'm just going to film with whoever. I don't care about the politics of beef between this group, that group. I don't care. I'm just going to film with whoever. Start filming with like this group called Regicy for a little while, or actually 1 week. And then I get told that Good wants me for a trip in Branson, Missouri, Paynes Valley.
Had you like spoken to those guys? You know them at all?
I had known Garrett for a while. Like he actually, it's kind of weird. I was actually doing YouTube in 2018, and later that year I moved to New Zealand because I had to move immigration status wise. So I was in New Zealand, and Garrett hit me up and said like, let's go film a video. And he had just started YouTube, so he had like less subscribers than I did for a little while. Like it was kind of weird saying that.
You had that for a minute.
Yeah. So like
you were at the top of the leaderboard there. It feels good.
Yeah. So like I'd known Garrett for a while. Even like, what was that, 2 years before even Good even started. So
what made you want to start a YouTube journey when you're like clearly in the thick of trying to become a professional golfer?
You played collegiately at Oklahoma. You were doing the like big time, let's go be a pro golfer.
Right. This is a long, how much detail do you want in this?
Yeah, you know.
The right amount.
All of it.
The right amount.
Enough to let us go to dinner after this podcast.
Okay. Oh man. All right. Well, I'll do
it's an
it
interesting
quickly.
story because
Absolutely.
like we're all like in the same world now, the influencer golf, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And you have oh my God, I almost puked on myself. I just started
Oh, we're coming off a hell of a weekend.
You have 4 different people that have way different routes to becoming golf
you do.
YouTubers, and this is a very interesting way. I was a pizza guy. I never, I just played high school golf, and then you like just learned the game like in your early 20s.
Yeah,
like I mean,
jumped in with my
Dan
brother.
is a little bit more of a. I mean, you're probably the closest to him in terms
Not
of
close at all. I didn't play college golf.
Okay,
no,
not at all.
Like everything.
I do. I feel like
different. Yeah.
this is like in Lost when they go back through in season 2 and 3 and like everybody's backstory and how they ended up.
Yeah. Origin story.
So
now we zoom in on
the
Luke.
origin story.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, okay. I started YouTube golf for absolutely not this reason of playing matches with people and going traveling places. This was not the reason. So I'll go back a bit. So actually quite a lot. I was born in Korea.
We're going back all the way.
Yeah. I was born in Korea. And I left when I was
He's
2.
like, all right. So it's like
Talk to us about
100 years BC.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick.
talk to us about the conception.
I'll be quick. I left when I was 2, and basically from 2 to 8 I was in New Zealand, and then I came to the US. So when I came to the US when I was 8. So from 8 to 21, for those 13 years, when I got to the US when I was 8, I applied for a green card. And for 13 years, I was waiting for that green card to come. Turned 21, that green card never comes for 13 years. I am now, that green card application was under a dependency of my parents. And so once I'm 21, I'm not dependent on my parents anymore. So that green card application is just out the window now at that point. And I switched over to a student visa, which basically at that point, you're just telling the government, I'm just here to study. When I had been in the US for 13 years at the time. And then once I graduated, it's been like 16 years.
They're like, this guy's really studying hard.
This guy loves school.
Just take the test.
Brother,
Suck.
brother, you should have just went to Mexico and ran across the world. Making $1,000
Honestly.
a month.
Way
Honestly.
easier. Couple coyotes.
Come on, dude.
Put you on a bus
the
to New
life,
York,
bro.
give you there no
So,
Come on. Free
and
hotel
then-
room.
And then, so once I graduated college, you're basically given this thing called an OPT, which is like, you get 1 year. You don't even know I don't even know what OPT stands for. You're just given 1 year to just figure it out. Like, what are you going to do next, visa-wise? And I was like, dude, I'm seeing my friend go play like PGA Tour China that's played at OU. And he's like dominating. Like, he's winning tournaments over and over again. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying he's a bad golfer, but like, I just saw him in college all these years. Like, I could do what he's doing. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? And
So you weren't like dying to be a tour pro when you were in college?
no, I was.
Okay.
But like, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I had the whole immigration problem because, like, yeah, I can go play PGA Tour Canada or Latin America or China. The problem is if I leave the US, I can't come back in. So I was kind of just stuck playing like mini tour stuff. So I was kind of like delayed because of that. And here I am sitting in a caddy shack in Dallas, like working as a Fore caddy. Like, dude, what am I doing? Like, I feel like I'm good enough to go play. And at the time, like, my immigration status is running out. I guess I could get a corporate job. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually, there's a stupid nagging voice in my head saying like, you're good enough to play pro golf. Even though my immigration status is running out, I'm having to leave my family here soon. I barely have any money to even play any tournaments. And I'm watching this one guy. Well, I'll go back a little bit. So I get like I print out some brochures and I go to like house to house, and I'm literally hanging these brochures on these houses of like my tournament resume and like I need some help, like, you know, like investment opportunities. Like, and I'm doing this shit. I'm like, no one's gonna say yes. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, you're like, I wouldn't say yes.
Door-to-door salesman about your golf game.
Yeah, hey, I shot 68 last week. You were, you know,
all right, so what happened? I'm on the edge of my seat.
And what so happened? I'm doing this. I'm like, this is dumb. No one's gonna do it. But if off chance one person says yes, it'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I do it for like a couple weeks. No one says yes. I'm like, this is fucking stupid. And I thought I wasted my time, but a few weeks later, I'm like watching this like self-improvement, self-help guy on YouTube, and it's like the same format over and over again, but he's talking about obviously not golf. And I was like, I could just do the same thing that he's doing, but put like a golf twist on it, and maybe bring that traffic over from YouTube over to a website where now I can just do that same like brochure thing where I can be like, this is my investment opportunities, whatever, like if you want to help my golf career. And so I was doing that for a while, and I was like, you're telling me the situation that you're in, you're having to leave your family, and you think your fucking solution is YouTube? Like, you are a child. And I could not believe that that's what I was about to do. But I was like, I actually think this might work. And I was just like doing YouTube for a little bit. And obviously no traction for the first few videos. Like, I was getting like 60 views and 30 of them were for my own self, just watching it back. And I was doing it for a while, and then like one video popped off because I had like US Open qualifier in the title, and then I didn't even think anything of it, but US Open came around and started going off, and
amazing how that stuff
works. yeah, just out of coincidence. Interesting. Yeah. And I was telling myself, if I can just get like 5,000 subscribers before I leave to go to New Zealand, because I was at that point, I was like looking for solutions around this whole immigration thing for a while. I was like, I can't find a way to like be able to play pro golf. Like, I mean, yeah, I can go into the corporate world, but I don't want to do that. And so like, I just couldn't find a way. I was like, you know what? I think maybe the reason why I can't find a solution is because this is what I'm supposed to do, is just to take a bet on myself, leave the country. And I was like, if I can just get 5,000 subscribers before I leave, I think I'll be in a good spot. So like so a couple months go by, and I'm about to go leave for New Zealand, and I have like 2 investors that actually, you know, is down to help me out before I went to go to New Zealand. I think I had like 10,000 subscribers at the time. So it's like, holy shit, this actually might work. And then long story short, yeah, I mean, I played well on PGA Tour China, won the 5th event. I think all I needed was like the top 10 on the money list on the season to get basically a professional athlete visa to come back to the US. So I think I finished my season 5th on the money list, got Korn Ferry status, and through that Korn Ferry status I could get professional athlete visa, and took a massive bet on myself, and it worked.